cross, which, despite the crown of thorns, it's a defeated look. There's Jesus in the garden praying desperately. But the book of Revelation gives a completely different image of Jesus. It's a victorious Jesus. Like, this is the kind of Jesus you would see in an action movie. Like, think about, like, his eyes were blazing fire, right? And his feet were like bronze glowing in a furnace. This is a superhero vision. This is a Marvel superhero. I mean, read it. I turned around to see the voice, and when I turned, I saw and the Son of Man dressed in a robe. So maybe, a robe, I don't know, maybe it was a cape or something, right? I don't know. And reaching down to his feet with a golden sash around his, I'm like, literally, this is the picture of a superhero. Like, our modern movies, we can't seem to get enough of superheroes these days. I don't know how many Marvel movies there are now. What is Iron Man came out and it never stopped. And, but I think this is the view, this is like the image of Jesus the church needed to have before they could really hear the message about how to get through the persecutions they were getting through. And I think this image of Jesus, I think it really does challenge us to have a different view of who Jesus is. Like, as we elevate in our own mind how we see Jesus, do we see him as weak? Do we see him as, like meek and on the cross and giving us salvation, but not really in charge? Like, we don't think enough about how in charge Jesus is of the world. Like, even as we look at the politics that are around us and everything else, Jesus is still in charge of all that. And he holds and here's the hope that I have as we do a chapter like this. The more of a victorious view of Jesus, an almighty view of Jesus that we can have, it shapes our faith and the way we live out our faith. That's right. I think it stops us from apologizing for being a Christian. Sometimes at work, we're just like, I'm sorry this and I'm sorry that. We're just always afraid. And we feel like we got to apologize for the faith that we have. And what we believe as Christians. We don't have to apologize for believing in a victorious Jesus.